Benton Township family is reminding the world of a missing woman months after she first disappeared. They held a rally yesterday for 30-year-old Jessica Gray. She was last seen just after Thanksgiving. Authorities found blood they say may be linked to her disappearance. The family says they want answers.
Not knowing, anything or, like what's going on and none of this, I think that's been the hardest for me. But through all this, I've still been strong, I got to be strong for my daughter, so that's the only way I see that.
So far, one person was arrested in Gray's disappearance, but the Benton Township Police Department says they have nothing to share yet about her case.
Let's talk about real life issues, love and relationships. Let's have a good time with the missus, yeah. Celebrities. Let's talk about caring events. Let's talk about things you don't see on regular TV. So join in on PEACHY Time. PEACHY Time. Tune in on PEACHY Time. PEACHY Time. Come join us on PEACHY Time. PEACHY Time.
You know what I'm saying? Every time I speak, I want to shiver. I don't want them to be like they know what I'm going to say because it's polite. But I know if I keep talking about how dirty it is out here, somebody going to clean it up.
I'll go clean it up. Just me and Jason. And all y'all too. Y'all gonna clean it up too. Yes. How y'all doing? It's your girl, the missus with the kisses. Mwah. Thank you all so much for joining me tonight on, y'all know this is my favorite night. This is my favorite night, Peachy News. So thank you, each and every one of you. I really do appreciate it. Y'all know I always got to get this hair together. It looks a little different on camera than doing the mirror. I'm trying to get it together, okay? But I want to welcome the Gray family tonight. They are here. They are in the building. They are here to tell their story about their daughter, Miss Jessica. That's because her name down there is Miss Jessica, but her name is Miss Carolina. But Miss Carolina is here to tell her daughter's story. She is missing, and hopefully after this air tonight, maybe some things will happen. When pressure get applied, y'all already know what happens when pressure is applied. So thank you all so much for joining tonight. I got to bring up my boy. Thank you, Josette. Thank you so much. I appreciate it, Josette. What's up, Jason?
Yeah. Jason, what up, though? What's good with y'all? How y'all doing? I see Josette in the building. What's good? Hello to everybody. You know how it is over here. Slow motion better than no motion. All motion, good motion. You heard? Uh-oh, we lost you. But that's okay. Hey, Miss Carolyn, we see you. I appreciate you pulling up. We appreciate you pulling up. Mama Peach is in the building. So, like the missus said, we're going to have a great conversation today to get the awareness out about Jessica. Hopefully, we can find her after all this airs. You already know that it's highly important that if you hear something, say something. If you notice something, if something pops up on you and it just sizzles in your spirit, tell the person as quick as possible. That can help with this case. Is absolutely important that we find some kind of information about this young lady, because some people, you just don't, no one just disappears. You hear me? Like we just don't evaporate out of nowhere. You know what I'm saying? And it's absolutely important that we do go along with that. So we're gonna start bringing up some people. You already know how things are gonna go. We got Yumika in the building with us. How you doing, Miss Yumika?
Hello.
How's everything going with you?
It's going. Thank you.
That's awesome. We thank you for being a part of this, and thank you for doing all that you do for families like this. But not only that, in your area as well. So much appreciated to you.
Thank you, and thank you guys for having us on to be able to help these families.
Absolutely. So it all started somewhere, man. Justice for Michiana, my man, got to come on up here. Mr. Fernando, how you doing, baby?
What's going on, Jason? Jason?
Not too bad, man. How are you doing? How's everything moving in your area?
Moving well, and it's been official. I'm relocating. Um, hey, gonna bring this down to Indianapolis. I'm here in Miss Vita Wonderful spot, and everybody who know me definitely know Miss Vita. She's our advisory, so we in her house tonight, Jason.
That part. That's lovely. I love every aspect of that, man. Shout out to Miss Vita in the building. You know what I'm saying? Always able to drop a beautiful name and know the significance of it. So thank you so much for being a part of the situation and the system we have here.
Definitely. And she working on documentary. You remember the Pertel family, Monica?
Yep.
She's working to finish that up this week so that family can have it at their celebration this weekend. So big shots out. It's long, hard, but if you know Miss Vita, she gonna make it happen.
Absolutely. And it's going to be amazing. That's the best part about it. Some things take a little bit of time for it to be
Right?
absolutely pleasant. You know what I'm saying? And absolutely beautiful. So we can't wait to see that. So we'll be waiting on the edge of our seats for all of that. The missus had to do a reset, so she will be back here pretty soon. But in the meantime, between time, we want to give a big congratulations. So before I pull up Jessica's mom, Miss Caroline, excuse me if I said that wrong. And then also another family member, Miss Carmela. We're gonna bring them up here in a second. But I want to say congratulations to the missus, man. She ended up getting a magazine excerpt or editorial excerpt on Shout Out Atlanta for all the things that she is doing in her platform. So again, man, it's a blessing to be a part of things of this nature where we're able to highlight some of the great things that this young lady has been doing, the missus. And the best part about it is all the stories that take place will be seen, right? They're going to get them extra eyes on it due to this kind of publication. So it's amazing that, you know, she's been featured in that
The
standpoint.
devil
There
is a
she
lie.
is.
He tried to keep me down.
That's all right.
Down.
Nah, we
Yamika,
was just
he thought he had me, Yamika.
Oh no, he can't have you.
No. He's so okay. But
not
what
at
I
all.
missed? Did I miss
Not
anything?
much. We brought up Yumika, we brought up Fernando, and then we were just giving you your flowers on being on an editorial publication for Shout Out Atlanta.
Wow,
You know what I'm
thank
saying?
you. Thank you
Absolutely.
guys so much.
So that to me, I was just saying that gives that extra punch that is needed, because when people do read about what you have been doing and what you are doing, that's going to prompt them to go back and look at some of the things that you've already put out there and you publicated with these shows. So not only that, a new set of eyes get to see stories like tonight that may have answers to some of the things that we need to close these cases, bring closure to these families. But not only that, just bring, you know, um, the word I'm looking for is salvation or correction to the things that has been wrong for them. So thank you for all that you do. You know.
You're welcome, and
All
thank
right.
you also for co-hosting with me on Wednesday nights. Like I always say, Wednesday night is my favorite night. A lot of people would think that the radio station, because I'm in studio and I get to be around the independent artists and the business owners, you would think that's my favorite. But no, Peachy News is, and Peachy News is
Absolutely.
my favorite because I'm bringing awareness to everybody. We're making things happen. We applying pressure.
That part.
So it's always going to be my favorite. We
All
will
right.
talk about this more on Friday because today is about the family. But I must say one thing, and before we bring the family up, I have to bring all y'all down because I have something that I got to say. I have to say it,
Absolutely.
okay? So I'm bring y'all down because I want to be the only one up here when I say this. Happy 47th anniversary to my parents. I did a show on yesterday, and so much was going on yesterday that I completely forgot to tell my parents happy anniversary. My parents, they have been married for 47 years. They did things the right way. They got married first. They had their kids second. and they are still married to this day. So I applaud them. I applaud them. They are definitely setting a good example for myself and my brother, and also for my husband. So thank you so much. I love you, mama girl. 47 years, that's a long time. That's a long time. All right, back to our regular program. Jason.
There we go.
Bernardo, Ubika, we are back to our regular program. I
Long
had to
time.
do that for my
I
mama.
got
I had to. Yeah, she wasn't too happy with me yesterday. So I said, Mama, I got you, baby. I got you. So, yes. And I'm going to shout you out again, girl, on Friday during the Peachy Love Edition. Okay. So let's go ahead and bring up our guests, the Gray family. I thank them so much for waiting on me and waiting on us with Peachy News. So here they are. We're going to bring up Miss Carmela first, which is the cousin of the Gray family. Hey, Carmela. Can you hear us?
Hey, how are you?
I am wonderful. I
Yep,
am
can you guys
wonderful.
hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Great, great. Now, you are Jessica's cousin, correct?
Yes.
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 Tell me one fond memory that you remember of Jessica.
Her busting in my doors on Sunday wanting to eat my chicken. No call, no nothing. Just don't want to eat.
Look, Carolina down there like, oh Lord, she's in chicken.
Where I'm going Sunday.
Yeah.
You must make some good chicken then. She busted down doors to get to
She
your chicken.
loved chicken.
She love chicken.
Yeah,
Yes.
she didn't care who opened my door for her. She walked past them and came in my house and found me. If I was upstairs, she was coming upstairs. If I was in the back, wherever I was, she was coming in the house hollering, cousin Carmela. And she would hold a Carmela at the end part for so long
She held the empire.
until I answer.
Oh,
Yes,
wow.
till
I know you miss her dearly.
yeah, I do. I do. I do. Because we had a lot of talks that we wouldn't have with outsiders or associates, I would say, or people we thought was friends. We learned to hold them within ourselves, and
Hmm.
she would call and check how my day going, and we would just check in with each other. Either I leave her a message on Facebook when she didn't have a phone or her phone wasn't on, and as soon as she get the message, she'll call or she'll just pop up at my house. It wasn't never a time where she didn't show up or didn't pop up or didn't call or I didn't know where she was or how far she was.
So this is
I
why this
mean,
seems
even if
so
she went out of
strange
town.
right now.
Yeah, because it was like I had just talked to her Thanksgiving and she was supposed to come and got something to eat, but she wanted to sing to her kids. And then she called me. Then that Sunday she came by and I ain't see her no more. And then I got the phone call like, call Jessica mama. Something bad that happened. Get to see if you can get in touch with her mama, her daddy, or somebody. And I'm like, what? And it
Wow.
just went on from there.
Okay.
And I
Well,
ain't
we're
stopped
gonna
looking and I ain't looking and I ain't stopped searching.
exactly, exactly. Well, we're gonna pull up Jessica's mom, Miss Carolina Gray, and here she is. Yes. How are you, Miss Carolina?
Fine, fine.
Fine. Dealing with it the best you can, best you know how.
Yep, that's what I'm doing. One day by day, just trying to get answers.
Exactly. Let everyone know how long it's been since you saw your daughter.
It's been 2.5 years. Two and a long half. It seemed like it's been a decade, but since this happened, it just seemed like it was just like yesterday or either last week. It's just still fresh and new to me. I just can't believe it. Ever since 2000, December of 2019, and here it is, July of 2022. Still no answers. I just can't believe this. She
Wow.
was loved by everyone.
Have you had any help in your community at all to help you find her?
Yeah, we had people, in the beginning, when it's happening, that we had people searching everywhere and stuff, and we was looking everywhere. I've been still searching from the day one to now. I've been searching and still trying to hang up pictures and stuff, trying to get answers, but it just I don't know whether it's a slow process because of the pandemic or something, but there still has nothing been done.
Wow. When did this begin? Like how did your day go when it first started?
Man, when it first started, I was actually my oldest son. He was just getting out of jail. He was coming home, and me and my daughter, we had our last Thanksgiving together. We was like, well, at least my brother and my son, he'd be coming home. We all be together for Christmas. And so I turned around about before Christmas came, this happened. And I just couldn't believe, I got the phone call. It was like, your daughter has got shot. I was like, what? She was shot. I was like, what you mean? It was like at the old Maggie place, the house that she was at. I was like, I instantly got up and went out there and started looking, and just can't believe it.
Wait a minute. So they said that your daughter was shot?
Yep, they said she was shot 4 or 5 times.
And no one
4 or
knows
5
where. So where was she at?
inside that, and she was inside that house on Crystal. She was inside that house. Someone picked her up that night from a friend's house and took her there. And it has been said that she has been setting up. They say she was really intoxicated that night. That's the only time they usually mess with her, like, is when she been drinking or whatever. But they says they picked her up that night. They saying they don't know who picked her up that night, but they saying the car that picked her up, and we have ideas of who picked her up.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I want to say.
No, I understand.
But it just the timeline for what they said when it happened is not adding up with me. None of the timeline is adding up. And all the people, it was a lot of people there. It was a lot of people in a small apartment.
So do you know who apartment it was? Was
Yes,
it a family member
really
apartment?
No, it was a friend apartment where people hang out at. It was a lot of people that hang out. Basically, it was like, I would say it was like a drug house or whatever. But this where everybody hangs out and do whatever they do, it's fine. But when something happened like this, there's a lot of people that said, how come nobody didn't see anything? But they kept saying that the guy that did it, they all afraid of him. And he's out today just bragging like the police can't touch him. And I don't understand why. I really don't understand why.
Wow.
Exactly.
Well, we're going to go ahead and get into our first clip for tonight. And then when we come back, Jason, I'm sure he got some questions he want to ask. So let's get into our fair usage. And here we go.
Warning! Federal law allows citizens to reproduce, distribute, or exhibit portions of copyrighted motion pictures, videotapes, or video discs under certain circumstances without authorization of the copyright holder. This is called fair use and is allowed for purposes of criticism, news reporting, teaching, and parody, which doesn't infringe of copyright under 17 U.S.C. 107.
This is my daughter. I miss her.
December 1st, 2019, the day 30-year-old Jessica Gray was declared missing after Benton Township Police conducted a welfare check at the home of 38-year-old Willie Lark Jr. Carolina Gray has never stopped searching, but a few weeks ago was having dreams telling her to return to this spot, the former Martindale School on Laurel Avenue.
Telling me, like, get up, go check the spots that you've been checking. You know, sometimes I'll be like, I've checked this spot over 100 times, but it just keeps telling me.
It was at the back of the building that she found items she's sure are Jessica's.
The blue pants with the green on it. I remember her wearing it like a scarf that got a lot of polka dots on it. One of the pillows that we had found, you know what I'm saying, when I had the Benton Township to come out, and he took this pillowcase off this pillow and flipped it over, and there was a blood stain on that pillow.
The day Jessica was declared missing, officers found blood on the door as well as live ammunition and spent shell casings inside Lark Jr.'s home. He was later arrested out of state for separate charges. Still, her family is waiting for closure.
It's going on 2 years in December that she'll be missing. There's no reason that she shouldn't be found by now.
Wow. Go ahead, Jason.
So, I mean, one of my questions is, was the place that she was visiting a new place? Not visiting. She said the way she was hanging out with a new place of hers. Like, was that a new surrounding for her? Or was that somewhere she frequent?
I can't say frequent because me and her, we hung out a lot, and we had made an agreement, me and her, like wherever she goes or whoever she see, our agreement was that she would call me and let me know who it is, and I would come and meet them because, you know what I'm saying, so because I know how it is around here and what people does and stuff. But we never went to this house ever. I didn't even know the place was even open. I didn't even know they even rented that place out. It was an old store way back in the days. I never even know they even rented the place out right there. Plus, it's not even 2 or 3 miles from the police. Right down the street. Right?
Right.
Wow.
So right in their backyard. That's crazy. And then just so I noticed, is this still an ongoing case?
Yep. You know, I call and ask all the time, you know, is there any update, any news? But for the last 2 to some years, that's all I've been hearing. We don't have nothing new. We got some leads, but it didn't pan out. Oh, it's nothing new. Or they asking me, do I have anything? No, I mean, I've been searching for the longest. I gave y'all all the information in the beginning.
Right.
Y'all know who it is.
And as far as any of her belongings, you don't have anything in possession, phone records or anything of that nature that could kind of bring
somebody's background.
She always end up losing her phone. Get a new phone, she end up losing that new phone.
Losing out.
So whoever she'll use their phone and she'll call. She always around somebody that got a phone, and she will call me every day just to say, "Mom, I'm just calling to say hi, see how you doing."
Sure enough.
Same way with her kids. She would call them because on Wednesday, at least 2 times out of the week, she go have dinner with her kids. She makes sure whatever she do, she put it on the back burner and spend time with her kids.
Now, how many kids does she have?
She has 2. She has a boy who's 11, and she has a daughter who is 9.
Okay, and they're with you, or they're with their father?
They're with the father. He's a good dad. He's a real good dad.
Girl, let me applaud that. You know, we don't get too many folks that come on and say that daddy good. So when we hear that, we gotta make sure we applaud that. So thank you for just saying it. I really appreciate that.
I do have one more question that. Oh, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
I do have one more question, and kind of piqued my interest when you said it. You said that they found her blood, or she was shot. How does one know that if she's not here? Like, no one's seen her. Like, so how do they know that she was harmed? Is it speculation?
Her blood,
so that for you. Okay. The blood was on the door. DNA DNA testing,
Yeah.
Jason.
Understood.
So
Understood.
it's two blood, Jason. We're gonna talk about that now, so you be a little bit here. You got the blood
I'm
from
sorry,
day one.
Bernardo. Hold on. Bernard, Jason, can you repeat your question? I was messaging Carmela, making sure. Can you hear Carmela? Carmela? Okay, she's still having some problems.
Yep, I'm
She was
in.
messaging. Okay, you can hear. Okay,
Can you hear
great.
me?
Yes, we can hear you. Okay, Jason, ask your question again.
Yep, I hear you. Okay.
Yes, we can hear you. Great.
So, my question was, how did they know that she was harmed, and how did they know the blood was hers? Though that was kind of my main question
Okay.
there.
Okay, go ahead, Bernardo. I'm sorry.
So two things about the blood. Blood was found outside the door. The DNA test was done by the police, was positive to be Jessica's. And then the Willie Lock guy, he went to a lady house, got her car, and took it to Ohio, did a robbery. The police got involved, and her blood was found in the trunk of the car that he had. And nobody in Ohio is from Benton Harbor but him. So that's how linked him on the blood. And also there was a witness. I remember coming down to Benton Harbor, me, mom, and her sibling, and I believe it was her kid's father. We spoke. We went to like church or something. What you call where you eat every day? A little shelter church. And
Okay, I know what you're talking about.
the lady who was there inside the apartment spoke with the police. The police was saying because she was a drug user, they didn't want to use her as a witness.
Now, Willie, is he still currently locked up? Because he
Say
had got
name.
locked
Willie
up.
Lark.
No.
No, he's no longer
Willie Lark.
locked up.
Okay, Willie Lark Jr. It was. Because I saw the article.
Yeah.
So in the article at that time, he was locked up. Just not for.
And we was dealing with the police at that time when he was locked up. Our thing was he's locked up. He's on parole. He shouldn't have been outside the state of Michigan. Violate the parole. Put that pressure on him. None of that never happened.
And this was no one that she was dating, correct?
No, she didn't like older men. She didn't like
Now,
older
how
men.
much older was Willie? Willie Lark Jr. How much older was he?
3 years older than her.
Wow.
He had been
like 50.
15, 20. Yeah.
About.
Yeah.
And you know, we have to be Jessica was a nice looking young woman. And you know, older man's their eyes can tender to something. So there's no doubt in my mind that he could have been lusting over her and making moves on her, and she wouldn't go. And whatever took place to make her bleed inside her home happened. Not just inside the home, he had to put her body inside that car that he drove to Ohio for her blood to be in that car. And I think that's the most important thing. And sadly, I just found this out. The witness, Miss Shirley, I believe her name was Shirley, she has passed, a key witness to this case.
How'd she pass?
Do you know? I just know she passed.
Maybe she
No,
had
I
too many
just was
drugs.
told. I had seen that on Facebook passed, but I heard she was sick. Like they say she was sick, and I seen it on Facebook.
Because she was an
But
older
I really,
woman. Am I correct, Camille?
yeah, she was a senior
Yeah.
citizen.
Yeah.
But look, the police had told me when I told the police, the detective, that she had died. He had told me that he was talking to her son and that her son didn't approve of her dealing or dating with Willie. The police also told us that she was taking care of Willie when he was in prison
Hmm.
and that he was listening to their phone conversations. But he will always tell us this, that, and the third just to keep us from calling him. Because I will call like every Monday, every Friday.
Yep.
Wow.
Hmm.
Now, on one of the articles that I read, it said that someone has saw her that night in the house, but
A lot of
that
Yes, a
people
lot.
person
seen a lot of people
A
the
lot.
house and
and
So
something
her.
about Willie Lark was over her or something.
That's what the young lady that the police were trying to say her credibility wouldn't stand. But as a parent, I don't care if the lady is on drugs, crack, meth, and everything else. Let her
Yep.
tell you guys her story.
Yeah,
Because
I'm
at
gonna
Uh-huh.
this
read this right quick.
point,
It
huh?
says Jessica. It says Jessica was a friend of Willie Lark. A witness told Justice for Michiana that she was inside the home and was getting high on drugs and seen Willie over Jessica, but she kept not Jessica, but the other lady. She kept getting high. At one point, seeing her just laying there, not moving, but again, she was doing drugs. Blood was found outside Lark door, Willie Lark that is, Willie Lark Jr. door, and in the trunk of the car. Lark borrowed from an old lady who drove it to Ohio and did a robbery in it. The blood was tested and showed to be Jessica's DNA. Lark
Yes.
refused to tell what he did to Jessica's body and now refused to talk to the police.
wow,
Yes.
that's my first time hearing that one.
Wow.
So,
Right.
That's my first time
and the
ever hearing.
police had this,
Me
I'm
too.
Okay.
like,
We'll discuss that even a little further after the show, Carolina. But
Okay.
yes. So Bernardo, what you got to say about that?
I think when the police share that information, again, that witness, no matter what type of life she lived, she seen it, she heard it, and something out of it had to be credible,
Yep.
Exactly. Exactly.
especially if she's not getting paid no money for her testimony.
Right.
You know, they always feel like when people is on drugs that they're not credible.
Hey,
And I don't think that's true. I
I took
think just
a girl.
go ahead.
I got a girl. This girl, my best friend daughter, that girl that was going with her father. And I had pointed her out to Carolina a while ago. And the detective's supposed to went down to Grand Rapids and talk to the lady. And they gave her a ride back. Come to find out, they gave her a ride back to Ben Harbor. So when we take her to talk to the detectives, because they was like, "You gonna tell what happened to Jessica?" She described the gun. She described the apartment. She described everything because they wanted her to clean up the place. But she started having a seizure, so they went to treating her bad. But she told them the gun and everything. I called the detective maybe 30 minutes after that and was like, "How much of that story do you believe?" He said, "Well, she told me that story when I brought her back from Grand Rapids." I was like, "You brought her back from Grand Rapids?" He was like, "Yeah, we went to go talk to her. She wanted to leave Grand Rapids and come back to Ben Harbor." I said, "So how much of that story you believe?" He said, "Well, the story hasn't changed for her." And I'm so like, "How much do you believe of that?" And he was like, "Well, I'm gonna try to find the girl Rika. I said, I told you she stayed right up the road from me. Like I can get her address. I said, I'm gonna go get her address, and you just call you right back. So I went and got the girl address, and I asked him again, like, how much of her story do you believe? If she telling you and describing guns and describing everything, why aren't you doing nothing? So he tells me that he got police sitting on Willie, and he got this going on. Well, Willie's still out here selling dope. Willie's still doing Willie.
Yep. Yep. Same
So
thing. He's been arrested 2-3 times after that.
I didn't give up, but I just quit like calling them because I felt like Willie got something over y'all, or y'all got something over Willie, or y'all just campaign together, or y'all know where she at, and all y'all in it together because y'all messed the case up. That's what I'm starting to feel.
So Bernardo, where do you and Yamika come in this? Like, how do y'all help them find justice at this point?
So as you know,
Like, they got a lot of
Yamika
information.
just came on. Yeah, as you know, Yamika just came on board. We've been 2 years into this with Mom. We have met with the city officials down there, and me and Mom just had a conversation earlier that we're gonna do a petition and have people sign that in the state to press the charges. I mean, just it don't make sense that you have blood outside a man's house, blood in a car that he had possession of out of state. That's just that alone, without other evidence, should be enough to bring the hammer on him. Also, it was news that his family has money in the Benton Harbor area. So if you know anything about Benton Harbor, if you got money, people tend to look the other way.
Yeah, I don't know exactly about Ben Harbor, but I know about the other 49 places around the world. They all the same way. You got money, you can slide on through. Unless you can't slide through no more.
When it first took off, we went and talked to his stepmom, his dad, wife. They had a restraining order on him. Like, they don't deal with him. They didn't want no prop. They didn't want him around. The dad said he put the restraining on him so he wouldn't have to kill his own son. So they don't deal with him. Wow. But the sisters do.
Wow.
One thing,
okay,
Peachy,
well, we got another clip. Go ahead.
I think one thing is, Peachy, is when I first went down there, met Mom, her sibling, and her kids, and I won't never forget our first time down there. And from that time, every time I see Mom, I picture, I can't imagine not seeing or knowing where one of my kids at. And she been strong for her family. Like, when is her breakthrough coming? And it's sad that every time there's a body found here in St. Joe County River, I'm calling the corner to see if it's been identified. If it's heaven, don't forget Jessica. I think Mom, the family is ready for answers. And the guy who may be responsible, I won't say she dead because there's no body, but he's know exactly where she's at. And I think the best thing, just write on piece note, put it in the mailbox, whatever you have to do, so this mother can get closer.
Exactly. Well, we finna get into our next clip, and here we go.
We miss her so much.
And right now, a Benton Harbor family searching for answers in the case of Jessica Gray after she disappeared in December. A possible suspect is behind bars after 2 months, but there's still no sign of the 30-year-old. ABC 57's Brenda Coopson spoke with the family. She joins us live in the studio with their story. Brenda.
Rihanna, loved ones rallied at the Benton Township Police Department this afternoon, holding signs and chanting justice for Jessica. They tell me they hope more can be done in the long search for Gray.
Justice for Jessica! Justice for Jessica! Justice for Jessica!
Family and friends gathered here at the Benton Township Police Department, holding signs and chanting as they shared memories through tears. 2 months after 30-year-old Jessica Gray disappeared.
And still no answers.
Omar telling me they've tried to be patient, but they just want to find Jessica.
We miss her so much. We miss her so much.
Gray went missing in early December after police were dispatched on a welfare check to the residence of Willie Lark Jr. But when officers arrived, they found blood in the doorway along with live ammunition and spent shell casings inside.
You know, something is like missing from me. And it's like one part of my heart is like it's just dying. And the other part is trying to stay up and be strong, but it is so hard.
Lark was later arrested out of state on unrelated charges, but Gray's whereabouts are still unknown. And with every passing day, the pain is constantly there, making her feel guilty every day for doing the simple things without her daughter.
Before I wake up, you know, sometimes I try to eat, and, you know, I feel guilty because I'm eating, sleeping, or watching TV. I feel guilty because I'm doing that, and she's not here to do it with me.
Carolina telling me that whatever it takes, she needs to find her daughter, and she's absolutely desperate.
I'm already preparing myself, you know, like, to be stronger for what I'm hearing, what I'm not going to hear, but I just want some answers for it. That's all.
Now, Carolina Gray tells me it's been nearly a month since the last update, and they're still waiting on DNA results from the blood found at Lark's residence. Family and friends tell me they plan to have another demonstration next Tuesday at 4:30 in hopes of pushing for answers in the case of Jessica Gray. Live in studio, I'm Brenda Coopson, ABC.
All right. Now, Carolina, how old were Jessica kids when she became missing?
7 and 9.
Okay.
7 and 9. Yeah.
Do they ask about her a lot?
Yeah, they asked, but not as much as they in the beginning they did, but not as much as now. But we try not to bring it up to them about anything right now. So because I don't want them to start crying and stuff, and that's all I can just tell them. That I'm just trying to get answers, find out where your mom's at.
Exactly. Did they live with her?
No, they always live with the dad.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they always live with the dad.
Now,
and I think what said was that Jessica always reach out to her kids, no matter what their lifestyle. Every day she would have reached out to her kids. For 2.5 years, no contact to those kids. It's not Jessica.
Wow.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Now you mentioned that you had a dream.
Yes. It was this old school that I used to go to back when I was like in the 5th and 6th grade. It was the bar school. And, but I just kept getting a dream. I had been checked this school way before, months and months, maybe over a year. I had been checking this school, but I was getting these dreams like, go by this school. Why you keep passing up this school? Go by it. So when I just finally made up my mind, I went by the school and I went around to the back. Mind you, I had been back there before. It wasn't nothing back there. But then when I went back at this time, and I was going through the stuff that they had laid out in the back, clothes and stuff, and I was looking at it, and I was like, two items that was my daughter's stuff back there. And then we found a pillow that had blood on it. I found jogging pants that I knew she was the only one that had. It was just so weird. It was just a lot of stuff. And when I showed it to her friend, and her friend looked at it, and she was like, she kind of stood back because it kind of shocked her. She was like, "Yeah, Mama, that's Jessica's." It was just so so much stuff, and I still have those pictures today, right now. I'll never get rid of them. Never.
Is this an abandoned school?
Yes. Yes. And in school. It's people been going in and out that school. Ain't no telling what they was taking or whatever. But we had that meeting when we went out there to check the last time and had the police to come and check. They went and checked and said it was nothing in there. They said we was trespassing, but they said the school was locked. No, it was never locked. I have been out there many times before. The school was never locked. It was never locked.
And what did they do with the clothes?
Nothing. Nothing to my recognition, nothing. I don't even think they picked nothing up or nothing. That's why I kept pictures.
So you mean tell me you told them that the clothes was out there?
Yep.
They came to arrest us that day for trespass. That's how the police came. We asked them to come, and they wouldn't come. So they came to actually arrest us. So we had already went in the building. They treated us like, man, they treated us bad that day.
So did.
And they didn't take the clothes from y'all?
No.
Nope.
One officer went back there and took pictures and got a stick and was flipping through stuff and was taking pictures. He was a black officer, but we never heard from him again.
Nope.
So what happened if lock DNA was on that pillow or on the jogging pants, right? Evidence gone.
Yep. And then his girlfriend stayed 2 houses down from the school. She stayed 3 or 4 houses down from the school. All that big land behind there was like woods. Number woods was back there.
They didn't have no search parties.
We had our own search party.
Yep.
They never.
It was the search party that y'all created on your own.
The first time they followed us was the first weekend we went out looking for her, and there was so many of us at that time looking, so they followed behind. They didn't see anything. The second time is I held a search party, and a lot of people came out, and they just rode it past. They kept riding up and down Crystal, and just popping up like wherever we went, searching for her. But they never once. But this particular day that we went to that school, and we went inside of that school, we don't know who called the police or what, but that particular day they were talking reckless, and we was talking reckless back. Like, it is what it is. Like, what? We had one man telling us to move, get our cars, so he haven't told. It was crazy. Yeah. We got treated bad that day. In the rain. We got treated bad.
Jason, why you don't think they, are being reluctant, brother, to doing more search parties as far as the police and detectives, FBI?
Oh, we asked for the FBI, and Miss Yates said that she was going to check to see where they was with the case, and she was going to be calling me or Carolina back, and that if they didn't have no answers, then she would consider turning it over to the FBI.
The only thing I can think of, and I can't, and I don't want to say it like this, but there's no other way to say it. I think it's the lack of resources, right? Is everybody in this world is important, right? Everyone, absolutely. If someone goes missing, they need to pull the resources together and find this person. But if there's not enough evidence for them to continue to search for them or look, then it's just a waste of, lack of a better way of saying it, taxpayers' money, because there's no lead to it. So
how
it's
is
hard
there not a lead when they got blood? They done found the clothes. The blood was in the man's trunk. The car.
You make a valid point. I hear you, and I'm not an officer, so I don't have an answer for that one. I can only really formulate a thought of like why they wouldn't do it. But the if you got all of that, then there's no. I guess there's alibis, things of that nature that you have to keep in the factor. Now, again, I'm no officer of the law or anybody that can really say that.
And not cutting you off, sir. But in the
No, it's no
beginning, when
problem.
this happened, you had somebody like a top notch from Texas willing to come in with his crew. He was the same man that found the young white girl, her kid. Now he was from Texas. He said he was willing to come in, no charge or none to the police department or none. Everything was free and everything. And all my detective had to do was just give them the word. They were gonna come in and do the search and everything. But he would never. My detective that's on my case, he would never call them and get him the okay. So we studied calling back. The man asking them, "No, can they come and do it?" And they was like, "Well, we can't come and do it until we get the okay from
The
the detectives
jurisdiction.
here."
Yeah.
Give him the okay. And I don't understand why it was free of charge for them. You know what I'm saying? It was something to help us. Why wouldn't you let these people come in and help? Why wouldn't you? When the first
terrible.
let them come in, this could have been a
Knowing that
lot
kind of
done.
information is heartbreaking, and I'm sorry to hear that. When the help was there for you, so there's a lot of conclusion that can happen. Now, when it comes down to it, it just really sounds as if this police department, I don't know if they're hiding something or don't care, but that's lack of handling there. You know what I'm saying? That's really bad. And that's a tragedy. That's a real tragedy. Because you could have had closure by now.
Yes.
I say it's a black. I say it's a racial thing because if you call Benton Township Police, they got a whole hotline for this little white boy. And I mean, it's sad that it happened to that baby. But this little boy been missing for decades and he got a whole hotline. And I'm like, why Jessica ain't got a hotline? Look how long she been missing. She deserve a hotline too. Why she can't have one?
Absolutely, she does.
Right.
BG said a homicide detective hung the phone up in my face. Disrespectful and uncaring. Had nothing to do with resources. I lived it and I'm sorry this family is too. And I hear a lot of that with the families that came on here at the Peachy Tea Time. A lot of families have said that the officers, the detectives, just hang right up on them. Like they tired of them.
They ain't never hung up. But what he'll do is answer and he'll like spin me, I got a big lead or I'm looking into something. I'm going over to the jail. The last time he told me he had somebody at the prison he was going to talk to, and it was guaranteed that he was going to be picking Willie up, that he had police sitting on him and all this. I never heard from him again. I never talked to him again. And I just said I wouldn't call it no more.
But you know what, Carmel, I'm gonna be honest with you.
And mom may remember he was
This is what
out
they
there.
want us to do. They want us to just give up. They want us to just push it under the rug and just say, I can't handle it no more. You gotta keep pushing. You gotta keep pushing. It's this lady that I know. She kept pushing and pushing and pushing, and she pushed for 12 years. It took 12 years for something to happen, for something to shake. And they ended up finding the people, but it took 12 years. And after them 12 years, when they found the people and they locked them up and everything, the officers end up thanking her. And that's sad when the officers got to thank you.
Wow.
She was my first child.
Go back to our comments. Go ahead.
That she was my first child. I would never give up on her. She never gave up on me, and I'll never give up on her.
Amen. BG said maybe someone is an informant and they are being protected. Just a theory.
Yeah, it's
just a theory.
Well,
That's
I do
one of the
know
good things I like about this show. Go ahead. I was saying that's one thing I like about PGT Time, where we're able to have everybody's opinion in the chat, because you never know. You know, just by listening, and paying attention, people can put 2 and 2 together that the officers and the detectives and the FBI could have done just as well if they took the time to do it. But BG, you're right. That is a theory. Definitely. Bernardo, what you wanted to say?
I was saying that one day we was out, I believe that's Crystal Street, where the house was, and the guy who was working the case would drive by and wouldn't stop. We flagging him down. And I remember taking mom. We went to the police chief because I wanted to know how is a family looking for their daughter, and the officer just won't stop and speak. So the chief, and that's when mom caught him in a lie about the drums, and she can tell you that story. But it's crazy when you can find the police lying to you about a homicide or missing person case. Now you really don't trust the police. So it make us hard to tell her you can trust the police. No, we're gonna work together and make sure the police do their job because we ain't trusting them at this point.
Now you said Carolina can give us that story.
Yes, go ahead, Caroline.
Okay, we had a meeting at the Benton Township Police Station, and we talked to the officer, and it was me, Ronaldo, I think it was my son and Carmelo, or however that was. But all right, now in the beginning, it was like 3 or 4 months before he asked this question. He was like, "Well, we took the dogs out and we took the drones out." I say, "Okay." So when I asked him that question when we was all in that police station and talking with the chief and stuff, I said, "So what do you have to do to get the drones and stuff out?" This is exactly what he told me right out of his mouth. He said, "We got to get authorization to have the drones and stuff go out. But you just told me 3 or 4 months ahead of time that y'all already took the drones out. So what you want me to believe, that you did it already? Now you saying that you got to get authorization to take it out now?" That's exactly what they told me. The dog. I ain't heard nothing about you took the dogs out. You ain't never called me and said nothing about you took the dogs out. I ain't heard nothing about no drone. Out of everybody that I know, ain't nobody said nothing about they seen the officer with the drones looking for Jessica. I mean, you took it out something that we never heard of? I've been searching this problem for the last 2.5. I mean, I went places beyond myself. I even went to a place that almost sunk myself and my two oldest sons, in a big deep hole that was going into the ground in the water, trying to look for Jessica. I searched through woods and everything. We just have so many abandoned houses everywhere where you can hide people. And then we have some people that have no property or houses burnt up, so you got places where you can hide people everywhere around here. So anytime somebody commit a murder, they got places. If they don't put them in the water, they got places to hide them. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, what's wrong with this? Is something wrong with this picture? Why are they not trying to help like they should? Are they guilty or something? Why didn't they want people to come in that wanted to do that free help and search? Or that's something that they trying to hide? That they trying to hide back when they don't did something way back? No, I don't care about that. I care about now. So if you did something, you need to go on and tell what it is. You know what I'm saying? And people know exactly what happened. They saying that they scared of this man, but y'all let him right back out in the same community that he committed this crime. The same community. So who next he gonna do something else to? Who next he gonna do something else to? Because he shot a girl 7 times. He shot her 7 times, and luckily she made it.
He shot her husband. He shot her husband.
Same man get out, sell drugs, get back out, sell drugs, get locked up, get back out, sell drugs, get locked up. Something is not right about this picture. And all this timeline Well, when she was missing, it's not adding up to me because I got a cardboard and I got everything wrote on it. I got everything that I wrote down. I got everything that people said what they saw, what they heard, and I heard all the bull crap about they done put in the well, they done fed it to the pigs and all of that.
Oh my gosh!
It's been 20 years, and it didn't hit me back then, but it's starting to hit me the more and more this go on. But I'm gonna let them know I'm gonna hold on this girl as long as I can breathe. I'm gonna be out here fighting for my daughter as long as I can breathe. Until I leave this earth, fight for my daughter because she deserves justice. She was loved by many of people. Many of people knew her. They let this man get out and do this. He on parole. The system is messed up.
It is. There's so many people that get locked up for doing such a heinous crime, and they constantly give these people bonds. And like I always say, who is paying it? Who is paying these bonds to get these folks out over and over and over again? I have a story that I'm going to show on Friday. It's ridiculous. If you keep letting them out, they're going to keep doing the same thing over and over again. Is all of them like that? No. You do have some that learn their lesson. But if you're not teaching them something while they're in there, then they're going to get right back out doing the same thing. Same thing.
Yep. Exactly right. Exactly right.
Exactly. Miss Carolina, I do have something that I have for you. And it's just a little bit of encouragement. You know, a little bit of encouragement. I'm going to play a couple of commercials. Here at Peachy Tea Time, I did offer for the month of July for the first 15 people that I will show advertisement on each one of my shows weekly for each person. So this person, I have to play it, but this person, it will be Restaurant Rick commercial. So we're going to go ahead and get into the commercials, and then we're going to get into Miss Carolina's encouragement for the night. Okay? So here we go.
Damn, Biggie, what's this? Damn, Biggie, what's this?
What I do basically is promote for Black-owned restaurants. It started out before all the pandemic and everything was going on, just to let a couple of restaurants know that they were still open and still had available times. What I do, I go to different locations, I scout out the location, tell you exactly where they're located at, tell you what they got on the menu, what all kind of food they have, and tell you a little bit about the owner if you have to. But like I was saying, I'm promoting for different Black-owned businesses. That's what I do, so that way we all can eat. Not just for me, for you, everybody can check out the different restaurants as far as like in Atlanta, Georgia, and as far as nationwide. I go to different spots so you can see exactly where they're located at. You might ride right past it and never knew that it was located right there or that they had certain foods on the menu. What I do basically.
All right, y'all. This here next is for Miss Carolina. Miss Carolina, I saw you with your tissue down there and you was wiping your little tears and everything. This might be that time that you get that tissue together, okay? Just hold on to that tissue. You know, The Lord moved me in so many different ways, y'all. So many different ways. We have all different type of tributes and all that on PGT time. But I was moved a whole nother way this time, okay? A whole nother way. Because this girl is just missing. That's it. That's all we know. She missing. So I wanted to give Miss Carolina and her family a little bit of encouragement. And Miss Carolina, when I did it, I wasn't thinking. The Lord just moved me. So I know, just go ahead and hold on to your tissue, baby. Okay, hold to tissue. Here we go. Y'all get y'all tissue too.
Even though your winds blow, I want you to know you cause me no Lord, 'cause I'm safe in His arms. Even though your rain falls, I can still make this call. Let there be peace. Now I can say, go away. I command you to move today because of faith. I have a brand new day. The sun will shine, and I will be okay. That's what I told the storm. Yeah. I told the storm. Oh yes, I did. Storm, you can't last. Storm, you can't last. Go away. Go away. I command you to move. Let's go. When God speaks, you don't have a choice in the matter. And that's what I told. What I told the storm. Oh, yes, I did. Storm, you can't last. You cannot. Go away. Go away. I command you to move. Let's go. You don't have a choice in the matter. Yeah, and that's what I told. What I told the storm. Hey, whatever storm you may be going through in your life on today, I want you to stand and speak to your storm and say, I too. I don't care what it is. My God is greater than that storm. He's able to pull you out. Say, I'm more than a conqueror through Jesus Christ. He's gonna bring me out all right. Yes, He will. Yes, He will.
Whew. Jason, I tell you, the Lord moved me in different ways. You know, some days we may have the whole people may be half naked on Twitch News when on videos and stuff. And then you have some where we just have to focus on the Lord, you know. And in cases like this, we got to focus on the Lord to make sure that He find this girl, whether she's alive or whether she's not, just so that her mother can have closure.
Absolutely.
This is something that we don't do too often, missing people. You know, the people that come on our show, they're already deceased. But we have to have hope. We have to be hopeful, and we have to remain to have faith. We have to. Until they find a body, as far as I'm concerned, she's still alive.
Absolutely.
Jason, is there anything you want to say?
Keep it to the classic, man. See something, say something. If anybody remember anything, is the time to come forward with it. BG made a statement. Maybe someone's an informant and they're being protected. Just a theory. And ever since that was said, and then the more things that I continue to hear about this, and if Benton Harbor isn't a big city, which it isn't big, but if this person is a main character in distribution, there's a chance, man, that some people like that are protected because they need that person to continue to do what they do. We see tons of movies that are like that, and there's innocent bystanders and people like families like this one here, the Gray family, that go through destruction because of what's feeding or funding that city.
Exactly.
When I say it, I got to be kind of cryptic. I don't want to be, too out there because I don't want anything to go wrong with what's going on for the Gray family's case. But a lot of times that's some things that do happen, and they're just a family that's in the track of what's a bigger cause for things to be maneuvered and moved around. Carmela said something very distinctive to me where she was like, well, I feel sorry for the young child that is missing and they doing X, Y, and Z and they're looking and doing and whatever. When it comes to this, their family member missing, it's like everyone's in cement. They're in slow moving pace. They snail like, and it's kind of like, nah. But when you got the characters in there that play different factors, sometimes it's a terrible case, and I would hate to feel like that's where you guys are stuck between. So to close my statement here, man, just continue to pray for this family. Continue to put those high blessings and high vibrations towards this family for any kind of closure that can come from Miss Carmela, and please just keep them in your minds and your hearts.
All right. We're going to pull Jason on down. Thank you, Jason. I really appreciate that. And we're going to bring up Yumika and Bernardo. All right, Bernardo and Yumika. Let's start with Bernardo. What you want to say at the closing of this show?
I think Jason always steal my words, right? But if you know something, say something. The last picture, when I first met her kids, my son wasn't their age yet, but I have a 8-year-old, and I couldn't even imagine him hearing from me every day, and then now he don't hear from me no more.
Exactly.
Say something if you know something, not for her mom, not for nobody, but for her own kids. Think about your own mother. If you was missing, would you want somebody to speak up? So do that for her kids. I'm pleading with you guys to say something. No matter, or if you know where she at, you can inbox me, call our phone number, or just put a note in her mom mailbox at 3-4 o'clock in the morning. And man, you don't even have to leave your name, anything. Do something. Do something.
Say
All
something.
Crime Stoppers. Get you some money for back to school or something. Do something to help this family. And man, we grateful for you to bring this story. And I've been telling you about this story for a while. And when God move, you move on it. So we just bless that you was able to allow us to bring on this family. And there've been times I'll just pop up down in Benton Harbor, but gonna keep you updated. We are gonna be doing something different in the case. We are now moving to the prosecutor and the mayor. I have pictures.
Great. Now, what would that do? Hopefully,
the mayor, he's followed me, and I have pictures with him. So hopefully we would go back, look into this evidence, and say 2 + 2 don't add up.
Exactly. It ain't equaling 4.
Amen.
All right, Yamika, is there anything you want to say? Can Yamika talk? Okay, she ain't talking right now. All right, we're gonna bring Yamika on down, and I'm bring you down, Fernando. Thank you so much for bringing the family to Peachy
Yeah.
News. I really appreciate it so much. It's all about bringing awareness and bringing healing as well to this family just as well. We may not be able to heal all the way, but we can heal a
Mhm.
little bit.
And as you know, I'm leaving the area, but this would be one case that would stay on my desk wherever I'm at. And it's just a couple hours drive to get to Bent Harbor where I will be at. So just because I'm leaving, not going to stop my voice or my organization force for Jessica. We are Team Jessica.
Team Jessica. I know Mom is so happy to hear that just as well. So thank you so much for relaying that to her just as well. All right, we're gonna bring you on down. Just stay on until we end the broadcast. All right, next we're gonna bring up Miss Carmela. Hey, Miss Carmela.
Hey.
Hey, is there any last things that you
Thank
would
you
like
all
to
so
say? Go ahead.
I just want to say thank you all for acknowledging Jessica. Thank you all for acknowledging Jessica. Thank you all for hearing us tonight. Thank you so much.
You're so welcome.
And if anybody's out there listening, y'all can hit our ain't nothing changed. Y'all can hit our inboxes, like you said, stick a note in the mailbox. Send a message and delete yourself. But please just let us know where she at.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Miss Carmela, for trusting me with your cousin's story. I really appreciate it. Your family is always going to remain in my prayers. And hopefully we'll be able to do an update soon with your family just as well. So I'm going to go ahead and bring you down. And please stay up until the end of the broadcast. I'll be up to talk to you all. So just give us one moment, and I'm going to bring up Jessica's mom. Okay? All right. Miss Carolina, girl, I think I gave you some time to wipe them tears away, girl. I gave you a little bit of time. But thank you so much for trusting me with your daughter's story, Miss Carolina. My heart goes out to you. I'm a mother just as well. I have a 5-year-old and a 7-year-old, and I just could not imagine being in your shoes right now. I cover a lot of stories on Peachy Time. I cover crime Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday. So when I tell you my heart goes out to you, it really does. You are such a strong woman. And I know you're not going to give up. You know, a lot of people, I have to tell them, don't give up. Keep trying. But I know you're not going to give up. I know you're not. Is there anything? I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to pull myself down. I'll come back after you. But all I want you to do, there's 2 things I want you to say. If there's anybody out there that's watching that knows something, what would you say to them right now? And number 2, if Jessica is watching, what would you say to her? And you'll save that question for last, okay? So I'm going to pull myself down, and you will have the floor.
I just want to say, if there's anybody that's watching this, if you know anything about what happened to my daughter, can you please just come forward and say something? Like they say, you can put it in mail. You could call my phone. You know, I say you ain't got to give your name or nothing. You can text it to me. Whatever, however you want to do it, please just come forward, because she needs justice for Jessica. You know, just imagine if this happens to someone in your family and how you would feel. far as the ones that already is going through what I'm going through. It doesn't feel good at all. And to my daughter, if you was watching this, I love you. I can't wait till you come home. I love you so much. With every breath I take, whatever heart that I have left, it's for you. Please come home. I love you. Thank you.
You're so welcome, Miss Carolina. You're so welcome. And again, my heart goes out to you. I'm going to continue to pray for you and your family, that you get some type of closure, and that she's somewhere out there. Somewhere out there. Okay? I love you, darling. I love you. I love you. I love you. And my platform is... I didn't hear you.
Having me on your show. I appreciate everything you've done with me on your show and for you taking time out to do this for me and my daughter. I appreciate it with all my heart, all of it. I appreciate it.
Welcome. You're so welcome, Miss Carolina. Anytime you want to come back, even if you just need to breathe, you want to get some laughter in, anything, just reach out to me. You can come on my show with me. You can help me co-host one night. You know, anything. Just let me know, and I'm here for you. Okay?
Thank you. All right.
You're so welcome. You're so welcome. I'm going to go ahead and bring you down. Please don't hang up. I'm going to end the broadcast, and then I just want to say a couple of the things to you all, and then we're going to go ahead and hang up at that time. All right, y'all. That was Miss Carolina. Miss Carolina Gray, that is. So if there's anybody out there that knows something, please say something. If you want to reach out to me, reach out to me. I will make sure that the information gets to Bernardo, and he will handle it from there, Bernardo and Yumika. Like I always say, my platform is just so that the family members can come on and tell their story, okay? No judgment zone here from Peachy Tea Time. We just trying to get to the bottom of things and clean things up, okay? That's all we want to do, just clean it up. All right, y'all. Well, we are ending the show tonight. Thank you so much for joining. I will see you all on Wednesday. I'm sorry, today is Wednesday. I will see you all on Friday. On Friday with me and my husband. You know how we get it in on Fridays. You already know. So please join us, tune in, all that. And I will be more than glad to make y'all laugh some type of way. And y'all know I'm still going to bring some crime. You already know we're going to bring some crime. So just be prepared. Be prepared. So, but thank you all again for joining us tonight. We do have to end with my babies. Y'all already know Miss Kirsten is up first. And then we have both of them together. All right. I love you guys so much. I really do. Thank you all for your support. Please share this video. Like this video. Hit that thumbs up over there in YouTube land, Facebook land. I thank y'all so much. And we're out of here. Bye.
Peachy time. Peachy time. Peachy time. Peachy time. Peachy time.